I'm just gonna try and summarize my entire video. 32 minutes, how? I deleted 2 gigs worth of data, of space. I spent 15 minutes explaining the first part, and so I had to delete it. Hello. I forgot to greet. My hair looks crusty as hell. I'm letting it grow, you know. So I wanted to see how far can my hair grow when it's not disturbed, not, you know, forced to confide and, you know, follow societal standards. You know, like I want my hair to flourish because it wants to flourish. Also because I don't feel like going to a barber and risking Coco V. So let's get into this discussion. I'm going to be talking about the movie 365 Days, or 365 DNI. It is currently available on Netflix. Watch it at your own accord, but just know that if anything goes wrong, it's not my fault. I'm not the one who did it. It's not my problem at all. I do suggest watching it in a space in which you know you won't be disturbed at all, because there are sounds and there are things that happen that I suggest you get familiar with. You know, like, yeah, you need to understand. It's like watching anime. Like, think about it. Think about it for a second. When are you gonna watch it? How are you gonna watch it? And when you do, what's the plan? What's the plan? Because you can't just go in. You can't just go in dark with it. The movie has a 3.6 out of 10 on IMDb, but it has an 85% like by Google people, which doesn't say much about the movie at all. The general description is Massimo is a member of a Sicilian mafia family and Laura is a sales director. She does not expect that on a trip to Sicily to save her relationship, Massimo will kidnap her and give her 365 days to fall in love with him. That is a great premise about like Stockholm Syndrome, you know? How Beauty and the Beast is not that romantic if you think about it. Or is, maybe, I don't know, some people have weird interests. I do have to say that as much as the movie is one of those who watch it at your own accord, like, be careful, you know? As much as it's one of those movies, I will have to say that, like, it did boost these people's fame, like, to a pretty good, boosted it like a pretty good distance. Because before, you never heard of the name, wrong name, I'm reading the character name. You never heard of Michelle Maroney, Anna Maria Luca. I only looked at these names now, so please forgive me if I'm butchering the shit out of them. Ooh, wow. Magdalena Lamparska, yeah. I wanted to be like, you know, we never heard of these names until today, but I am uncultured. That was rude of me to do to anybody's name. But yeah, you've never heard of those names until, like, preferably, hopefully not this video. But like, nonetheless, my point is, like, as much as this movie is like super controversial in the fact that they actually show sexual intercourse on screen without the full dick, if you're not looking directly at the screen. They show like a little bit of it, but not so much that you can just take it and put it on porno, you know? But yeah, like, I have to say that this movie really boosted their fame, because everybody who watches this movie, like, would Google their names, would Google the people who are on it. I did it even just to check what else have they been in, and I found out that this, for some people, was their first film, like their first ever film. This was it. I mean, that's pretty impressive, you know, that you can land a role in such a controversial film that will also gain such popularity that now your name is, you know, now your name can be actually Googled with results behind it, you know? Whereas with many other people, you Google their names and it'll still suggest like 15 other Facebook accounts that are all not you. Although I have issues. Mainly with the beginning of the movie, because I don't understand the time. So now in the beginning, what happens is that, you know, Masima's dad dies. He goes to America to get the investments that the father made. You know, sort of like as a personal bank account or whatever, you know. I forgot the general thing, but all I know is that he was getting money from them, from some place in America, from investments, and they were trying to like cheat him out of a percentage of the investments, like trying to keep like 20 or 10% of it. Knowing that they would probably pull something like this, he made sure to get information on every single one of the people and put them down like, hey. I remember the one woman, because hers seemed to me the most scandalous, who is married. She got a ring on her finger. You know, she is committed. She got kids at home. She got a husband at home. But she was out here experimenting with some random chick on the side while her man was out here taking care of the kids. You know, which I was just like, hey, sexual equality. You know, it's not just men cheating on their women. Although gender-based violence is a serious issue. Like, especially against women, like, fuck, bro. Y'all really need to, like, men, you need to really, like, chill the fuck out. Half of the reason why you exist is because of women. So please, respect them. Anyway, back to my point. So that's what happens. So he, like, dishes out information on these people and it's just like, hey, you were out here busy eating pussy on the side while your man was out here having to feed your kids. Like, get your you know, priorities straight. And she was sitting there all like sheepishly like, damn, I might just have to get a divorce real early, you know? And yeah, and then they all like go off to go, you know, find his money. And during that scene, we're cutting back and forth to this other woman, Lauren. She is a sales director. She was working with another company telling them how they can, you know, up their sales, increase their sales, fix their sales related stuff. Yeah, it was okay. I didn't know what she was talking about, but I assumed that that's what she was talking about. And done, right? So then they were both in America because he passed her in the streets, right? Like while he was going to this building where he was going to go talk about his investments, she was walking and he passed her and he recognized her like, you. Does it make sense yet? Like, does it still make sense? Does it make sense to anybody? The reason why he recognizes her is because the day that his dad died, right, he saw the very same woman on the beach. Whether it was a vision or a dream or what, but he saw her on the beach. And yeah, that's it. Like, nothing else was explained about that. Literally, he sees her, and then his dad dies, and then he just ignores the fact that he just saw a random woman. And then he sees her again when he goes to that place for, you know, the money. Right, then we see that, so we see them both. So they're both in America. She takes an Uber back home and shows her titties to like some online, you know, like chatterbait situation. Oh my word, should I actually say that? Because I don't know if kids watch, like I know kids watch YouTube, but I don't know if like kids are part of my demographic. I mean, I don't feel like putting age restricting this, so no. She basically does that and live streams her tits and everything, but like in a bra still because she's in an Uber, I'm guessing. And then, you know, she's like, does it for like 5 minutes, I guess, and then buttons up and sits there, you know, quiet. Then he is in a car at night as well, going to the airport to go into his jet to go back to Sicily, right? She goes to her apartment to meet up with her mans and says hi to a man and says that, like, basically hints over like, hey, I want that D, you know, like, give it to me right now, you know, give it to me nice and rough and hard, you know, basically saying that. And he was just like, nah, not today, you know, not feeling it, you know, maybe like another day, but like not today, you know. And tells her that, you know, shouldn't she be packing for her birthday trip, you know, that they're taking to Sicily, right? And she's just like, ugh, fine, right? So she goes to her room and masturbates with like a pink dildo that vibrates. And he gets his dick sucked in a plane in the morning. Yeah, okay, so that's my other issue. That's where the issue starts. Is it at the same time? Because it doesn't make sense if it is. He is in a plane and it shows that it's pretty obvious it's daytime. She is at her place still and it clearly shows that it's nighttime. Right? Right. Which then raises the question, was she already in Sicily in this shot, or was she still going? Because she had to, because the guy, the guy said, like her boyfriend, her man said, you need to pack up still, right? So that implies that she is going to Sicily, because that's where the trip is, she's going to Sicily, which means that technically she's still in America with her boyfriend for some reason, but with her boyfriend or whatever, like, it doesn't make sense. And then he's in the plane, but then next scene, it's nighttime still, right? And the boyfriend is wearing the exact same clothes, which then implies that, okay, they were in Sicily, but then why were they packing? Well, for what? Where were they going that they were required to pack? Are you gonna go to like a hotel down the street for your birthday? I'd rather do that for lunch and then save the money from the room, But she's all dressed up and everything, which then means that she went from America to Sicily. Wait, did she go to Poland? But then he meets up with her, Massimo meets up with her at her birthday at night, which then raises another few red flags to me of time. What is the time? Who left from where and why? Like, we need more context than this, Because he left at night, which would make sense that he would arrive there around the day, He will at least maybe not arrive there around the day, but he'll be flying during the day. Because let's say you leave at like 6 in the morning, you would be in the air at like 8, 9, and the sun is pretty out, You're flying overseas, it's longer than just a 5-minute flight. It just made sense at the time. It made sense in that case, but then with the addition of her side, it didn't make that much sense. Because why? Did he drive past her, did he drive past her, get into a plane, go to America, and then come back, and that's why it's still nighttime on her side? Because that's the only thing that makes sense to me. I don't know. Just watch the film if you want to understand what I'm complaining about. My next point, continuity. There was a lot of continuity errors in this movie. Like some that I could understand, like the candle. The candle makes total sense. Maybe next time don't use real candles, use like those fake chandelier ones or whatever. But it's understandable. Oh yeah, at some point in this movie, I realized that it was basically just Beauty and the Beast, but like with sex. Because at some point during a dinner that he has with her, he goes up to her and says, I want you to teach me, I think teach me to be better or tame me or something like that. And that was the moment where I realized, this is basically Beauty and the Beast. He wants, the Beast wants Bella, or Bella, to, domesticate him. Also, there was a lot of choking. Oh my word, there was a lot of choking. This guy's go-to action when it came to sort of disciplining her was choking her. And I was just like, you grab so much neck. It's interesting, like the movie, I will have to say, as much as the movie has so many like issues with it, such as like the camera quality increasing as the movie goes, but as the movie goes on, as if the budget increased midway, and also the editing, like who decided that a fade out and a fade in was a good idea, especially the part where she gets kidnapped. Like, what was that? Why did she have to be kidnapped? This is my question. No, I understand why she had to be kidnapped. That's part of the story. Why did you have to fade out? You could have just chloroformed her, and then the fade out would have made sense. Because fade out would then imply that we're seeing it, sort of we're feeling it, like her perspective. Like, oh, she's going to sleep. Instead, it's she turns around, sees the guy or sees one of the bodyguards, and then fade out, but she's staring at him with like the most conscious eyes ever, like she's awake. She's awake. Also, this was at night in Sicily or Italy, wherever the fuck they were at this point, and she was only wearing a bikini and what looked like a kimono or at least like a little robe, right? And she was wearing that with heels, walking around in the dark. And all I could think was, ma'am, don't. We in this country may have issues, but there are issues across the world when it comes to ish like this happening at night. So be careful. Like I just no. And all I could think was like, you're wearing a bikini and a kimono. You're basically nude at this point. You know, you're basically just you're wearing your underwear and everything, and you're just roaming the streets, right? In heels. Like, I just want to ask the director, the writer, the producer, like anybody who had like a single idea where the story was supposed to go. What was happening? What was happening? Because, like, really, what was happening? Was the entire movie just Stockholm Syndrome in the movie? Because if it was, then okay, I understand why she said yes after, like, I understand. I don't know why she said yes, but why she made her decision after 10 days when she was given 365 days. She was given 365 days and she spent 10 days and decided. What's the next movie going to be called? 355? Because I'm just saying, it took 10 days for her to go from point A to point B. Like, it was not that hard. Also, she was hella stubborn. I would have to say, her as an actor, props. I felt uncomfortable when you felt uncomfortable. So the movie wasn't too bad. I will say that. The movie wasn't too bad. It wasn't like, disgusting. It was just a choice. And I mean, it's a controversial choice that is not on HBO, so it's not gonna just flow, like, it's not just gonna fall under the radar and no one's gonna like see it or anything. Because if it's HBO, I mean, seeing a penis on screen is so last year, you know, so last decade. But seeing like a dick on screen and it's Netflix, you're like, I don't know if this was on purpose or what, but cinematographer and director, because I know that y'all two talk. Was this like, were you supposed to see his dick twice? Maybe, I think that was the third time maybe, but were we supposed to see his dick? Because I saw it twice. Not the whole thing, but like obviously I saw enough of it that I got an idea. Also, the spit in the yacht scene. For those who know, right? For those who know, my point was gonna be that the spit scene on the yacht was disgusting. Maybe not scene, but the shot was disgusting. Oh. I mean, it is a movie, so it's a movie about sex. I can't really judge on that. I just found hella uncomfortable seeing that. It's just so watery. Like, I don't know, did they put lube in your mouth and tell you to spit it back out? Because if they did, then ew. But if they didn't, then ew. You know? My main question is, what, like, producer, director, writer, answer this question for me. Why did he see her on the beach? Why? Like, respect me and my time enough to tell me, why did he see her? Like, yeah, it was a vision, but he was awake, you know. And if it was a vision, was his dad always dead? Like, was it a dream all along? Was the dad always dead and then he just remembered the day that his dad died and then happened to also envision this woman? Because he also like divorced his wife the moment he had this vision about the woman. What was going on? Why? Like, just tell us exactly why. Just tell us exactly why this woman was important in his mind, that he remembered her and was like, her, I need to get her. You know? Like, why was she in his thoughts? Why was she in his eyesight and just there? Because you could say that he was daydreaming, but it doesn't make sense. Thanks for a film in which is different, has fresh faces, you know, unknown faces, but fresh nonetheless. I am so happy to see like new people. Some of these people had like a few careers, but like it was mainly background characters that seem to have had like a career outside of those, right? Like the two bodyguards. One of them already had was already in another movie. But other than that, like, honestly, I am impressed. Especially considering that this is some people's first film. Like, honestly, I felt the fear for Laura. You know, just the discomfort was real. But her stubbornness really just made me chuckle. Made me chuckle and get annoyed a few times. But in the Massimo character, he played his character very well. Proud as well, like, good look at you. The friend, I mean, she existed for like the end, so please. Other than, like, I would have to say that honestly, some of these people, like, I hope y'all have a great future ahead of you, because you're acting in this film. You really portrayed comfort around the idea of just people fucking around you very well, and didn't even like have a single moment, like, well, at least captured on screen, where you had a single moment of, oh yeah, this is not normal. Like, the entire acting was pretty good, and you really, you know, showed off the idea of, yeah, no, he does this a lot, you know, and I'm happy about that. Thanks. Your acting is good. Your acting seems to be very impressive, and I wish you the best, you know, in international waters and domestic, wherever that may be for you. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and share. Please, when you subscribe as well, press the bell icon, because apparently, you know, if you don't do that, you don't get recommended my ish, which makes sense, you know. I can subscribe to you but never want to watch it. Why subscribe in the first place then? You know what, that actually raises a lot of, if I'm gonna subscribe to you, it means that I want to get notifications of when you make a video. But then why subscribe to you at all if I'm just gonna subscribe and never watch your stuff? You know? Like, if I subscribe, I want to know when you. Please like, share, subscribe, make sure to press the bell icon, and it is really dark here. Let me show you. Hey. Yeah. So, you know, I'm not looking forward to having to pack this equipment up, because that means I'm gonna have to switch off this light. Enjoy. I hope you enjoy your day. Stay inside. Just keep safe. Don't be a hazard for your family. Don't be a problem for your kids. And if you are either, just know that you're trash. Also, women's lives matter. Black lives matter. Please make sure to support, you know, the proper groups. Don't just support some random group that says that they claim to be part of, you know, part of the whole movement, but to be honest, they're just trying to, you know, steal people's money. You know, be safe out there in the streets. Hope to see y'all another day. Maybe if I'm more famous.